Hi, I'm Paul Wilson, creator of the Body Swing. Here's another tip to help you with your game. If you like this tip, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified when I post new tips. Today I have an advanced tip for you, so it's important that you kind of know all of this stuff. It might ring a bell in the future once you're at this level, but basically for better players are going to understand this maybe a little bit more than beginners. So what this is explaining why a fade is a better shot than a draw. So a lot of people out there, you know, they're trying to hit this draw. Oh, I want to draw it. I want to hit that nice little draw. Draw goes a lot longer than a fade. You know, yeah, that can happen because when you're hitting a draw, the face is squaring or closing, which takes loft off of your golf club. So that creates a different launch angle. So now the ball is flying through the air more like this. So it hits the ground and rolls versus a slice that's taking off way up in the air, way too much backspin. So a ball that goes way up comes down more vertically so you don't get the roll. Problem with the draw is you have very little room for error with a draw compared to a fade. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about somebody out there that's slicing the ball off the planet. Okay, we're talking the ball that falls a little bit for a right-hander, falls to the right, lefty, falls to the left. All right, ball kind of goes up within about 10, maybe 15 yards, it just falls one way, maybe even 5 yards. Okay, it's not a huge banana. Okay, I'm not talking about that shot. All right, so with a fade gives you more room for error. That's why Jack Nicklaus called a fade his bread and butter shot. So when the best player of all time says, a fade was my bread and butter shot, we might want to listen to him. You know what that means? Bread and butter shot. Think about it. Jack Nicklaus, flying all over the world, all sorts of appearances, probably getting very little sleep, leading the Masters, ends up winning the Masters. You know why? Because he played his bread and butter. His bread and butter. Easy. I can do this in my sleep. Shot. A fade. Okay? Not a draw. Draw, you're going to have to be out here, you know, hitting literally 300 to 500 balls a day. And if you know anything about Jack Nicklaus, he only hit a very few number of balls, maybe 10, maybe 20. Got his swing, you know, if he wasn't quite feeling it, he would hit more, but he'd only hit a few balls, then he would go play. All right, so bread and butter shot, fade, okay? So a fade, like I said, it has more room for error. So let's understand a draw first, and then you'll understand why the fade works a little bit better or is easier. Okay, so if I'm gonna hit a draw, I need two flaws in my golf swing. First flaw from right here is that I slide laterally. So if I'm up here like this and I slide, that tilts me too far behind the ball, so the path is too much from the inside. So if I'm here like this and I slide, you can see the club's way down here. Club now swings way over here. Now, if I have a strong grip, okay, and my wrists are loose enough to allow it to just close a tiny bit to that path, the ball draws back onto my target line. Okay, now I hit that draw though from square. From square, I hit it over there, then it draws back to the target line. So what happens when I hold on a little too tight? Well, if I hold on too tight, keeping the face open probably 2 degrees, now I hit a big push or push fade. Okay, that's mistake number one. What happens if I roll this over just a little tiny bit too much? A little too much, I hit a big duck hook that usually goes out of bounds or in the water to the left. All right, lefties, you got to reverse it. Okay, so just a couple degrees off is going to create a really bad shot. Okay, so you don't have much room for error. And if you understand, a tick on a clock is 6 degrees. So you have about a third of a tick on a clock to square this face perfectly, or, well, close the face perfectly every single time. Okay, so there's very little room for error. Now, let's take a look at a fade. A fade, oh, well, that's a little bit different. What I'm going to do with a fade is I'm going to aim the face at my target. Then I am going to aim my body slightly open. What that means is I'm going to purposely swing over here. Okay, so I'm going to swing down the line of my body. Well, if the face is square to this line and my body is swinging down this line, that means that the face is slightly open to where I'm swinging. So I'll do it from here. So face is on my target. Body is open. Okay, this would be square right here. That's square, but I'm not setting up like that. I'm setting up with the face open to my body. So what happens if I just happen to roll this over 2 degrees? Well, if I roll it over 2 degrees, I get a pull. Yeah, but a pull is still in play. 2 degrees with a draw hooks into the trouble. All right, so imagine I come through 2 degrees closed. Well, the club's now going to swing down this line. So all I have to do is just not aim my body out of bounds and I'll never hit it out of bounds. Whereas the draw, you over-release it or release it a little too soon, you get a huge shot that goes in trouble. All right? So now what happens if I keep the face open 2 degrees? Open 2 degrees, that's fine because remember, I'm aimed over here. So if the face is 2 more degrees open, ball's going to start off over this way and fade onto the right side of the fairway. I'm still in the fairway. So with both flaws, I'm usually still in the fairway. The pull goes down the left side, perfect goes in the middle, and if I overfade it, it's on the right side of the fairway. 2 degrees open with a draw, yeah, you hit a push or a push fade. And now you're in the trees or out of bounds or in the water. That's why Jack Nicklaus always aimed down the middle of the fairway. Always. Okay, so if we take a look at it with these balls right here. So take a look here. So hopefully this illustrates it for you. So if I'm here like this and I always aim down the middle, if I pull it, it goes to this ball. That's still probably, highly likely, in the fairway. That's a pull. If I hit it from here and I overfade it, it ends up on the right side of the fairway. Okay, the draw, I'm aimed down at this ball right here. If I hold the face open, my path is inside out. The ball goes out of bounds that way. If I close it too much, I hook it out of bounds that way. All right, so that's why Nicklaus always aimed for the center. Started it this way, and then it would fade into the center. Okay, so there's more room for error with a fade than there is a draw. So if you are someone that's sitting there trying to hit a draw, oh boy, you know, I want that draw. It just looks so cool, you know. Yeah, the best day of my career was the day I stopped trying to hit a draw and I went to a fade. I had to work on the swing a lot less. When I was hitting a draw many years ago, you know, it was the cool shot to hit. You had to hit a draw, you had to look cool. So I learned how to hit a draw. Yeah, and I could never take a day off playing golf because I had to time that exactly the right amount. No joke, if I took a day off, it would take me literally a week to get my golf swing back. When I started hitting a fade, it was like I rarely had to practice. It was so easy. And now, you know, I hit it straight, or I like it to fall, for me, to the right. Just a very tiny fade. I'm not talking the big banana ball, okay? So that's why this tip is more for an advanced player. If you're hitting this huge slice, you know, you got to work on your swing to where this one will, you'll appreciate this tip into the future. But, you know, we've got a bunch of better players on the site, and I just thought I'd do one of a tip for them so they understand it. Now, for you average players, Don't get hung up on trying to hit a perfect draw. Okay, that will take you a lifetime to master that. And even then, you probably never will, because you got to be out here hitting balls, no joke, 300 to 500 balls a day, every day, 7 days a week. And you probably don't have time to do that. So if you're hitting a bucket or two a week, let's try to get our swing, get the positions. If the ball falls for a righty, a little to the right, lefties, a little to the left, that's perfectly fine. There's more room for error with that shot. Yes, it might go 10 yards shorter than a draw. But you know what? You're going to hit a ton more fairways. Isn't that more important than hitting that one ball 10 yards longer? Because you run the risk of getting in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble. I want you to hit fairway after fairway after fairway. Now, if you're someone that's, slicing it a little bit too much, you need more distance. Of course, you need to learn how to hook the ball, because you don't want to keep hitting it with the face wide open. But once you learn how to release the golf club, you then need to learn how to use your body to straighten it out. And that's how you're going to increase your distance. Okay, I've got tons of tips on distance on the site, which just watch a bunch of those and it shows you exactly how to do it. Okay, so hopefully you understand it. Just like I say, I wanted to do a tip for a little bit more advanced players. Hopefully you understand now why a fade is easier to hit than a draw. A fade, there's more room for error. So like Nicklaus said, that's his bread and butter shot. So when the best player of all time speaks, we might want to listen to it. Okay? And I certainly did. And it made the world of difference to my golf game. I truly hope you've enjoyed this tip. I've been teaching a powerful, effortless, pain-free golf swing now for over 25 years. If you'd like to learn this type of swing, then head on over to bodyswing.com/free samples. I'll send you some free samples of my book and video series that take you step by step by step through how to build a powerful, effortless, pain-free golf swing. So once again, head on over to bodyswing.com/free samples or click the link in or below this video, and I'll send you the free samples right away.